Hi everyone, it's Rita. I'm an Akashic record reader and accessor, and I have a Patreon site called Shine Your Inner Light, COM, for shineyourlight.com, but it's Shine Your Inner Light, COM. And for $8 a month, we meet twice a month. If you can't make the meeting, I do a Zoom and I send you a copy. So it's like questions. I go into the Akash of our group, I go into the Akash of humanity, and I just say, what do we need to know? And so, like, we got told about, the genocide that was happening and not to be, there is no death and things like that. And we got told this last week that it was going to be like these sea swells happening around us with people's emotions and things happening on the planet. And truly, it's keeping that, whatever that thing is under the ship, is it the rudder? That you're the rudder, that you can try to be stable, you can focus on the things that you want to be focusing on, your breath, and just look for things that make you feel joyful, right? So, but anyway, we get told stuff like that. And I've opened up the Akash of Humanity on TikTok and shared that as well. But this way, each month we're going to meet twice a month, and you can ask questions in the Akash of Humanity, or sometimes people ask some personal questions, and I kind of hesitate because it's kind of like a reading. But like somebody asked a question about XRP, which is to me is more personal, but I went ahead and asked anyway. And then the advice was because we're creating in our reality, so the advice was great, which was like with XRP or any of these cryptos, use them. How would you use them? A lot of people are looking at them as investment tools, and because of that, their energy isn't fully vested. Like it could be a big switch. They're talking about the crypto being a big switch where we're using it for everything, right? Well, if you don't know how to use it, and you're not playing with it, and you're not figuring those things out, then on some sort of level, energetically, you won't create it, or it won't grow whatever you think it's going to go, because you're not as invested in it, or you don't think it's going to work, or it's, and you may not be thinking that because you're really into it, but that's kind of the advice. It's like with crypto, like use it, see how it's used, whether it's to buy their crypto with it or if it's to buy something online, and now they've got crypto credit cards, right? So it would be like, use that, see how it works, see, get a sense of it so you feel comfortable with it. And it's just like anything else. Like if you look at these manifesting things, like if I heard Abraham Hicks tell somebody the other day that who wanted to be like, they wanted to win the lottery. And so Abraham was like, well, what would you do if you had all that money? And he was like, oh, I would put it in this investment fund and this fund and that fund. Like he had this whole plan. And they were like, that's brilliant. I mean, because you can't go out and say, I want to manifest something, but then, say, oh, well, I'll wait till I get it to figure out what I would do with it, right? So anyway, so it's kind of like that. That was kind of the advice in the records. So the other thing I really wanted to pop in here and mention is that I'm an Akashic record reader and accessor and teacher. Right now my readings are discounted to $250, and on my Stan store, which is like One Energy app, because it's part of the app I'm building, One Energy, it's not .app for the Stan store because they can't take two different characters in the name, so it's just one. It's on the Stan store, and it's One Energy app, but that is in the link. And on that site is where you can pay for a reading and then see the schedule and pick a day and time, that works for you. But anyway, so those are on sale, but I also teach Akashic record readings, or accessing and doing readings for other people. And I got trained with Dr. Linda Howe, was the first person to get her doctorate in Akashic Studies. And I'd like to teach a class with everyone. Well, they're normally like in the past, and this is like in the last 10 years, when I first started doing them, they were $450 per class. And they're 3 days, but they're not full days, but we usually start we used to just start on a Friday, and it would be a couple hours in the evening, depending on the questions people had, and we do a really grounding meditation. We basically open up the energy on that Friday night for what's going to happen on the next 2 days. And then the next 2 days could be 4 hours each day, 4 or 5 hours, just depends on how many people we have, right? So, but what I'm offering for people is, because I know that there's a community that wants to practice doing the records with each other, is I'm offering you the opportunity to join the Patreon group. It's only $8 a month. If you want to participate in the twice a month gatherings, that's great. If not, they're recorded, they're on the site, you can look at them. You can go back and look at, once you're a paid member, you can look at everything I've posted on there. I've posted some Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations, some Marissa Peer meditations, some different things that I was guided to do when I was in the Akashavar group that would be helpful for them. So anyway, you'll have access to all that. And then what I decided to do is to not charge for the class, but basically once you've done the class, you can then decide if what you want to pay me. So, but we need at least like 3 or 4 people because I can always step in and do help with some of the, practicing some of the readings. But right now we only have, I think we have a few people interested. It's just a matter of putting the timing together that works for people. So, and I know some people can do stuff during the week and then some people can't. So what I just did on the site is I posted, and I think I didn't really, anyway, I did it with my phone. So you'll see there's a word that's like gassed when it was like gathering. Anyway, it was like right before anyway, so it's just it was kind of funny to me. And I decided to leave it in there. Ghastly. Anyway, you can go to the Patreon site and you can look at that. And I've got that for anyone that goes on that site can visually see that. So you can put comments on there, what your availability is, and if you decide to join, then you would be able to do the class. And again, you can cancel at any time. I think it's even prorated for the $8. So if you're interested in that, and you can also send me a message, Rita@revelationofyou.com. That's the film I've been working on. And I've been so curious, because I've been looking for editor-producer, and now it's like all this stuff going on with AI, and I'm playing around with AI more, that I might be able to have it produced by, I think I'd enjoy the fun of taking some of the sections of the film that we've already filmed. We've got over 60 hours of filming, and see what AI does with it. But I'm still interested in really working with a production team that wants to bring it to life and do a little more exploring. We did some before and after pictures with Curlium Photography biofeedback system, seeing changes in the field with all sorts of things, from meditations to sound bowls to crystals, to engaging and asking our guides to come in, and you see downloads and you see these guides and interpretations with angels, with photos and other people, and my friend Shaizan, who was the initial director, his dad, who was deceased, and my mom, who's deceased, were active in this filming with us. And at one point you see the overlay of his father's face in my field. It's really wild. It's really cool. And I trust I'm being guided to the right producer editor that is ready to explore with us. And anyway, I'll leave you with that. All right. Blessings and love to you. Take care. Bye.